today I'm doing an evening smoky eye, and I haven't done a proper talk through tutorial in a really long time, and I'm just feeling a bit chatty today, so I thought I would do that. Yeah, I just missed looking a bit more glam, so I don't know how this tutorial is going to go, what I'm going to end up doing, but I do have a few products that I want to use today. One of them is the L'Oreal La Palette Nude palette in Rose or Rosé. The other one is the Smashbox Full Exposure palette and the by Terry Ombre Blackstar in Bronze Moon. And I do have a review of this on my blog and it is fabulous. Not the review, well, the review is good, but the product is fabulous. So I wanted to use these three products because I don't think I've used them on a tutorial here on my channel yet. If you'd like to see how I create an evening smoky eye, then keep watching. The first step is to prime my eyes. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the original one, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my eyelids. I'm going to start with the By Terry Ombre Blackstar in Bronze Moon. I forgot the name of it again. And this is a cream eyeshadow stick, and if you want to know more about it, I'll link to the review that I've done of it down below on my blog. It's the best cream eyeshadow that I've ever tried, ever. And I'm just gonna put that all over my eyelid, and that's gonna serve as a base for all of the colors that I'm gonna put on. As you can see, it's so pretty and metallic and just the most gorgeous bronzy brownish shade. And this doesn't have to be neat at all. You can apply this quite messily and blend that, as I will do now, with a blending brush. And then starting from the outer corner, just blending out the edges just to diffuse and soften that colour. I find that the more that you blend this eyeshadow, the more beautiful it looks, because it has such a lovely creamy texture, but it does set really nicely. Just want this to serve as a base for the other eyeshadows. The next colour I'm going to use is from the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. I'm going to be using the darkest brown shade from the palette, which is this one here, just a matte brown, and I'm going to apply that on the outer corner of the eye with the same brush that I used before. This is the Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer, just to give it more depth. And then just dabbing it on the outer corner like that. Make sure the colour is really intense on the outer corner. Don't worry, I'm going to blend all of this in, but for now I just want the colour placement to be right. Now I'm going to take a clean-ish blending brush to blend in the colour that I put in. So now I feel like we have a nice little gradient of colour. I'm going to go with that Zoeva brush again and take the L'Oreal La Palette Nude palette. I'm going to be using the purple shade from this palette, which is this one here, and I'm going to apply that on the outer corner again. I do not want to blend this just yet, I just want to place the colour. And the same on the other eye. I feel like I'm making a mess with this left eye. Now going back with the Smashbox brush, I'm just going to blend that purple in very softly on the outer corner. So now I'm going to go and take the same three colours that I used, which are the By Terry Ombre Blackstar, the Smashbox brown one, and the purple one from the L'Oreal palette. I'm going to take these three colours on a small pencil brush and just pop that on my lower lash line. And because this is an evening smoky eye, you can really go to town with your dark shades. And just to make sure that everything blends smoothly and softly, I'm going to use my Zoeva smudger brush to just smudge it all out like so. And that's why I didn't do my face makeup first, because as you can see, I'm making a bit of a mess on my under eyes, and I'm going to want to clean that up. Next, I'm going to add some light and some brightness to this very dark smoky eye with a rosy toned golden eyeshadow from the L'Oreal palette, this one here. And this eyeshadow can be a little bit less pigmented than some of the others, so I like to apply it with my fingers at first and then blend it with a brush. Press it down and then blend it down and upwards. Sorry, sideways, not upwards. And then back to doing some more blending. And I think I'm going to add a hint of copper to the look with the MAC Woodwinked eyeshadow, which as you can see I absolutely love. This is my all-time favorite eyeshadow. It's really pigmented, you don't need all that much. And just pat that on top of the bronzy gold eyeshadow I applied earlier. I'm going to go back with some more of that purple eyeshadow there on the outer corner and just intensify the purple. I don't want to lose that purple colour. Things are looking pretty crazy, but don't worry, I'm sure it will all be fine. For my brow bone highlighter, I'm going to use the lightest shade from the L'Oreal palette, and I'm going to use a very tiny brush from Zoeva. This is the Detail Shader brush. Now I'm going to line my upper lash line with the L'Oreal Super Liner Perfect Slim, and it's very fine. If you're not used to liquid eyeliners, I recommend you start with this one because I'm not very good at it, and I've been able to do it, not easily, but I've been able to do it, which is something that I wasn't able to do before. Takes me a bit of time, but I do get a very nice and precise eyeliner look with this, so I recommend this one if you're not very good with liquid eyeliners. As you can see, there's absolutely no technique to what I'm doing here. I'm just literally trying my best not to ruin the whole thing. I do find it easier to wear gel eyeliner and to do a flick with gel eyeliner, but I just like the way that a liquid eyeliner looks in general. And then I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Probably not as well because, as I mentioned before, I'm not very good at applying makeup on my left eye. Next, I'm just going to line my top and bottom waterlines because no smoky eye is complete without waterline lining. I'm using my Rimmel ScandalEyes waterproof Kohl Kajal in black. This is one of my favourite eyeliners and it's so cheap. So now I'm going to curl my eyelashes with my my Model Zone eyelash curlers. And I'm going to use two mascaras today, the Benefit They're Real mascara and the MaxFactor False Lash Effect Fusion mascara. The MaxFactor one has got a huge brush. It gives me a lot of volume at once without needing too much effort, and the Benefit one also gives me a lot of volume, but it also separates my lashes a bit better than the MaxFactor one. I feel like this makeup look didn't turn out as different as I thought it would be. I feel like it looks more of the same, but I do like the pop of purple, which is not something I do often. And I think the By Terry cream eyeshadow does make a difference on how this looks, just more unique and more intense. And for my second coat of mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit They're Real, and that just separates the lashes so nicely. And I'm just going to take whatever is left on the brush on my bottom lashes. I feel like this is like very Kardashian-esque. Now it's finally time to do the skin and clean up all this mess and look a bit more presentable, and then do my eyebrows. I'm going to apply a face primer, and this is the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer, and I have done a review of this on my blog. I'll leave the link to it down below, but it's just the most beautiful transparent primer with gold shimmer. I don't know if the camera's picking up the gold shimmer, but it's just so nice. It makes my makeup look so much nicer and smoother. And during my pregnancy I've suffered, as you can see here, with a lot of redness around my nose and a little bit on my cheeks, and I find that the primer makes my makeup not fade so quickly around my nose, so I don't have to keep reapplying foundation and concealer around these areas. It doesn't feel thick, it doesn't feel greasy. Next I'm going to apply my By Terry Terrybly Densiliss foundation, and this is the first time I'm using this foundation on camera on a tutorial, and I've been really looking forward to doing that because I'm just obsessed with this foundation. It's so beautiful. My shade is number 7, as you can see. This is the Zoeva Silk Finish Brush 102, and I like to apply just a small amount of the product, just this much, as you can see, on my finger and then pop it on my face like that, and then buff it all in with the buffing brush. And buff as much as I can, because the more I buff, the better I think this foundation looks on my skin. And as you can see, look at the finish that you can already tell. Look at the difference already. It's just so beautiful. I could buff it all day and it would look better the more I buffed it in, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do the same on the other side, and just a tiny little bit of product, not much at all, and pop that to my cheek. Make sure all of the product is on my face and then on my finger, because this is a very expensive foundation and I want all the product on my face. It just makes my face look so flawless. I'm gonna get even closer so you can see properly. I'm gonna take half the amount, pop that on my forehead and blend that in. Now it's time for some concealer, and today I'm going to be using something that I haven't used in a very long time, and it is, let me just grab it, the Maybelline Anti-Age The Eraser Eye Concealer. So I just pop some of that on my under eye area, and then around my nose and anywhere where I've got a little blemish. And I'm going to blend all that in with the Concealer Buffer brush from Zoeva. I like to do a mixture of brush and fingers just to make sure that everything looks natural. And this is also the time where I clean up all the mess from the eyeshadows, taking care not to remove too much of the shadow on the bottom lash line. For powder, I'm also going to use something I haven't used in a long time, and it's the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hours Waterproof Powder. And this is in the shade number 10 Ivory. Now it's time to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using my MAC eyeshadow in Carbon, which you all know I love for eyebrows. And I'm going to do that with an angled brush from Japanesque. You've seen me do this a million times, nothing different here. Just going to go back over with the brow bone highlighter colour and then highlight the inner corner of the eye, just the tiniest amount. Now it's time to give my face some colour and some shape with some bronzer and some blush. I think I'm going to use my Bourjois gold bronzing powder. I'm obsessed with this bronzer. It's so beautiful. The shade is number 54, and look how beautiful it is. It does have a bit of shimmer, so it's not the perfect product to contour with, but if you're just looking for a more bronzed look, then you'll be absolutely fine, which is what I'm looking for today. And I'm going to be using this big blush brush from Real Techniques. Just a little bit on my forehead. I'm going to attempt to contour my nose very quickly. It never works out how I want it to, but I'm just going to attempt it. Oh, that looks very scary. I'm going to blend that in properly now. I'm just going to use a concealer buffer brush to blend that in. Hope that looks natural. I'm not very good at contouring my nose. Something that I've only started doing since becoming pregnant because my nose just looks huge now. Next step, blush, and I'm going to be using a L'Oreal blush that I'm obsessed with, and it's the L'Oreal Le Blush in the shade Rosewood, and it's so beautiful and flattering. Comes with a tiny little brush on the inside, but I never use that. I just use my Zoeva Luxe Sheer Cheek brush, and literally all you need is a very small amount of this, and it gives you a lovely pop of colour. I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting with the Hourglass Incandescent Light Powder, the one in the middle here, and I'm going to use the same brush, the blush brush, and just pop that on top of my cheekbones, and a little bit on the bridge of my nose and on my forehead. And last but not least, for lipstick, I'm going to be using my obsession of the moment, which is the L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick in 632, and I featured this on my March hits and misses video, Such a beautiful, stunning pink colour. I might do just a little bit of this L'Oreal Glam Shine lip gloss in the shade, what's the shade? 102 Always Pink. Just a shimmery pink gloss. So that is the finished look. This is my evening smoky eye tutorial. I'm going a bit closer so you can see. Yeah, I think it turned out quite well. It was all impromptu. I just wanted to use these new products, and I wanted to use these two palettes and the by Terry cream eyeshadow stick, and I think it turned out quite well. I really like this. I hope you guys like it as well. If you do like this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up so that I know you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to see more tutorials, let me know in the comments below what kind of tutorials you would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me, and to stop by my blog if you like reading blog posts about beauty, fashion, pregnancy, lifestyle, technology, just a little bit of everything. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you all on my next video. Bye!